All right, guys, here we go. It's unit 2. It's time to start talking about some algebra. And so if you open up your workbook up here to the very first thing that you see in section A, I'll let you guys read those objectives. You can also pause the video here and read those objectives. Okay, so let's jump into it. Today in lesson number 1, we are going to be planning a party. This is going to be a great party. It's going to have lots of food, pizza, everything we really, really like. And before we jump into it, we've got a couple of questions to think about for a warm-up. And so we all get nervous in algebra when we see variables and we don't know what they mean. So what we've done in the warm-up is given you an idea of what each of the variables mean, and we're asking you to take something that is abstract, just a letter and a number, and actually write like a short sentence of what it means. So like just as an example on part A here, m equals 7.50. M represents the cost of a main dish. So on this line, I might say the main dish costs $7.50. Does that make sense? So hopefully that'll make sense. You guys do the next 3. And then in the second problem, you got to write a new equation that could be true in this situation. So think outside the box, come up with your own equation. Use the ones that you already have there as examples, but give that a shot. Okay, now we're going to go into that first activity. Now, most of this, I'm not going to read you what it says in it. You guys can read. If you can't, let's talk about a reading intervention or something like that. You guys will be just fine. But if you don't understand a problem, as always, you can ask. But basically what's happening in this is that your class is going to have a party. And basically the teacher is going to pick the caterer. And so with your partner or in your groups, you guys are the caterer, and you have to come up with like everything. Like you're going to present me with this piece of paper, and from this piece of paper I'm going to make the best decision I can as to who to go with. And so obviously with that, it's going to be like a cost estimate. How much is it going to cost? Like if you're the cheapest, that's great, I might go with you. But if you're the cheapest because you go to Little Caesars Pizza, and it's garbage pizza, I'm probably not going to go with you. I want something kind of in the middle. And then thinking back to kind of what we did in the warm-up, I want you to write down a couple of expressions to show me how you came up with your estimate. In other words, give me some line items. Tell me what things were costing. Basic. And then, you know what, like things are going to come up, day of the party. So number 3 is really talking about like which ones of those might change on the day of the party, right? And if it's going to change, that means it is something called variable. That means it can change. And yes, you guessed it. If it is variable, you can use a little letter to represent it. Now think about all the variables you've ever seen, X and Y, right? That takes care of everything. Well, in the warm-up, they were using variables like M for main dish. And so you can pick whatever letter you want to as long as I know what you're talking about. And then activity number 2 for today just talks about constraints. And again, I'm not going to read you the whole thing, but read those examples. What is a constraint? And do into that. So here's your lesson summary on that next page. I would highly encourage you to go and read this page. It's going to have some vocab that we talked about in it. It's a great place to write some notes down to yourself. These things can help you out on your homework. So guys, that's it. That is lesson 1. So I hope that helps. If you guys have questions, obviously, that's what I'm here for. Otherwise, I'll talk to you later.